Alrighty. Video number 2. So, I meant to do this morning. It is now the afternoon, and it's definitely over 30 degrees. But hey, we're getting it done. Hey, so what's going on, guys? My name's Zach, and I'm an e-commerce ads guy. Spent over 8 figures profitably on meta ads in the last 19 months. And yeah, this channel is just kind of me documenting my journey. More importantly, just documenting me becoming my highest self in every area of my life, and just allowing me to kind of take the lessons that I've learned and had experience kind of living through, and just sharing those with you guys as well. So one of the key things that I really wanted to jump into today, and I was really excited to film this video, was how everything in life really is hard, but when you choose your hard, your life can change, and things can really change for you. And what I mean by that is, whether you're unhappy in your body, whether you're overweight or just have health issues and stuff like that, it's just as hard to wake up and look in the mirror every single day and be unhappy with how you physically look and feel than it is to just go to the gym 3-4 days a week and eat a little bit less or a little bit better, whatever it is. Same thing for mental health. It is just as hard every single day, and I can totally speak from experience with this, to wake up depressed, to wake up just lost, really not knowing yourself, not knowing what to do, how to do it, all of those things, than it is to do the opposite of that, to really learn more about yourself, really open yourself up, do the work, whether it's getting into therapy or getting into, morning journal writing has been a game changer for me, and so many other things. One of the biggest lessons that I've learned recently, and the really kind of cool story here I want to share with you guys, is around work, so career. So for me, I was self-employed the first 7 years of my career. And then I had a lot of issues with my mental health and depression and all of those type of things. So I then got into jobs the last 4 years as what I thought would be a more stable environment to kind of work on my mental health and just provide a little bit more stability in my life, just so I could feel a little bit better. As entrepreneurship is very testing on your whole human as a body and mind. And what is crazy about this is within 4 years, I've had 3 different jobs after being self-employed the first 7 years of my career. And all of those 3 jobs, I completely outperformed my role. I had great relationships with all the people, the bosses I was working for. And all 3 of those opportunities ended up wrapping up. And I was left with nothing and looking for the next thing. And for me, there was still a really beautiful piece of that journey where I just learned so much about myself through working for others. Having not done that, like when I was a kid and I got into entrepreneurship, I just got straight into working for myself the first 7 years. And so I didn't even know what it was like to really have a job and do those things. But the crazy part was, more recently, I was enjoying my work. I was working on a contract with an agency at an Ottawa e-commerce agency. And but the whole time I kind of knew that I was really destined to be an entrepreneur. Like, the universe kept giving me opportunities and calling me to get back into my own business, and I just didn't listen to them because I was still too nervous to kind of face those challenges again as an entrepreneur and have my mental health be impacted and like cripple me in the rest of my life, which is kind of what happened in those first the last half of those 7 years. And but was wild, and kind of the story that I really want to share here is, I was doing the best I had ever done financially. I had my dream, life, like my 10-year vision board, which I talked about in my last video here. I was living in my dream penthouse apartment in downtown Vancouver. I had my dream Tacoma TRD Pro truck. I had my dream lifestyle. I was working 4 hours a day, mountain biking every single day, spending time with friends and family, going to the gym whenever I wanted, working out, had my dream mountain bike, transition Spire, custom built. And I had all these things. So I had all these things that I always wanted. I was the most consistent, financially abundant I'd ever been. My work-life balance was good. And the last 6 months or so, before kind of entering back into my own business just in the last 30-ish days, 27 days here. I was back in that depression. So I got back into smoking weed every day, and I was just kind of lost. And the reason that is because with a job every day I've always been this expansive person and had these big ideas and things like that. And having a job and having those barriers, those ceilings, were really putting a limit on how much I could expand and learn and do and all these things. But I was really freaked out to get back into entrepreneurship because I wasn't sure I could handle it mentally. And now I think this is day 28 or 29, I've embarked on this journey. I gave away 99% of my belongings in Canada. I moved abroad, and now in this beautiful place, Puerto Escondido, Mexico here, living with 6 other entrepreneurs in a business development retreat, building my e-commerce growth marketing agency. And and what's crazy is, building the business, even the last 10, 11 days, I've really encountered a lot of friction. Building a business is never easy, nor is accomplishing anything I think that you really want in life, nor should it be easy, because usually the journey and the struggle is what, makes something worth having. And but really what was kind of front and center for me was, I was doing some journaling on this the other morning, was just how much more abundant it is when you're facing challenges for yourself and where you want to go, versus when you're facing challenges and friction for somewhere you don't want to go. And for me, this previous job and the jobs before, if you're kind of facing friction there, again, you can lose your job at any point. There's nothing really there at the end of that tunnel. Same thing where if you're not happy in your body right now and you're depressed, or you're just depressed from other life reasons, and it's just as hard to be in those states and to be dealing with those things as it is to really just do something about it and take control and for the betterment of yourself and for where you really want to go. So kind of my reason for wanting to make this video is, I want to just kind of allow people to ask themselves, like, is the suffering that you're suffering right now, or is the hard that you're facing right now, is it something you chose? And if you are facing a challenge right now, what are you kind of getting out of it? So for instance, for me, entering back into my own business, facing challenges in my business and growing myself as a human being to my potential, that has an extreme payoff over the next 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. Even though it's probably a lot more difficult than maybe having a job is in the short term, the reward on the other side of those challenges and the hardship and those things is my dream life. And even being here right now, this is totally kind of what I've dreamed of, just living abroad, being surrounded by great people, great environment, and just doing kind of what I feel called to do. And same thing with the gym. If you're unhappy in your body, it's just as hard to start, sign into a gym, go there 3-4 days a week for an hour, eat a little bit less, eat a little bit healthier. Except when you choose that hard, when you choose those things, on the other side of that is a body you feel happy with, a body you feel confident in, a temple for your mind and your health and your life. And same thing for the mental health. That was a huge piece of my life for a long time that really crippled me. And getting out of that now, for me, it was, therapy and performance coaching and learning to journal and really, putting aside ego and kind of getting to know myself, which there was a lot of, I think, things that maybe question that initially. I think just being kind of a man and thinking like, oh, is that, do I need to do that? Is that helpful? And actually it really, really was. But, going through all that, it was just as hard to go through that process as it was being totally depressed, having no reason to live, not feeling as though I had a reason to live, just being in a very dark place for a long time. And now I'm kind of embarking on this journey, becoming my best self. That's why I'm kind of documenting these videos, just for my future self, my future kids. Again, if there's anyone on the other side of the screen right now that's resonating with this message, that just lights me up. And so I mean, that's really the lesson. Is what are you doing today that's difficult, and what challenges are you facing, And are you taking accountability for those? And are you choosing your hard and choosing a path of challenges that has a reward to what you want your life to be like, what you want your body to be like, what you want your mind to be like, your friends to be like, your future family to be like, your future self to be like? Or are you on the other side of that, and are you facing deep challenges and hardship for no specific outcome? You know, just to be a slave to your boss, or be a slave to your mind, or be a slave to your body, or be a slave to food, to be a slave to, you know, substances. Maybe it's weed, you want to numb yourself. You know, drugs, is it alcohol? Is it, you know, something that you're just using as a vice? And the question is you know, what are you getting out of that? Like, what is that you know, some sort of addiction, or just that hardship? For a lot of people, that's the comfort zone. So, you know, a part of you actually likes that because it's comfortable. And going to the gym, or quitting the substance, or starting a business, and all this stuff is uncomfortable and unknown. And it's one of the biggest reasons that initially those changes are so tough to make. And I've made this in prior videos, but why environment is so big. When you just change your environment, it's the easiest way as a human to just trick your mind into having completely new standards and habits. But yeah, that's just kind of it. Again, this video is kind of a fruition of an amazing journey I've had, amazing realization, you know, very recently, and just how much that now being back in entrepreneurship, I'm really enjoying the challenges. I get to solve these problems. I get to experience these, you know, hardships in a day. You know what I mean? I don't have to. I'm not, you know, at the helm of them. You know, I get to do this because it's in context to really what I want to do in my life and what I want to accomplish and the person I want to become. So, you know, the thing I want to leave you with today is, you know, what are those hardships you're going through right now? And what is the reward for going through that? You know, are you set up are your challenges making you better, or are they keeping you stuck? And, you know, feel free to drop a comment below if any of this resonated, or, you know, maybe something you're dealing with, or maybe that you recently, you know, accomplished or summited. I'd love to kind of get some dialogue going with you guys. But yeah, thanks so much. More content coming soon. Feel free to hit subscribe. And yeah, we'll be out in Mexico here the next 2 or 3 months. Then going back to Bali, Indonesia, spending the first part of next year in Miami, and then probably heading to Dubai and Portugal later this year. So lots to come. Going to be getting into the e-com stuff more specifically in future videos. But right now, I just kind of want to share my, you know, experiences, stories, life lessons, everything like that, in a consistent format, and just be able to, you know, get these videos out, get in the muscle memory making these. So thanks so much, guys, for your time, and I'll see you in the next one.
Used to fuck up the booth at the go-go to polo. Now they pay me to fuck up the booth, but the photo with Moco. Now they it ain't no rumors about me. I'm picky about partners and choosy about bodies. I pick them apart and then pillage they posse. They wishing it flop, but they know they can't stop me. They copy the party, the state. I'm in your state. That's what she say when she wanted me to repent her mistake. Can't play it safe. I need my end dimension with the grace. Y'all need attention, mentions for your gauge. Hate when the women trend.